And Jessica's great patience and technical skills always come in handy. So Jessica, thank you. Welcome. We are so glad you're here with us today. This is a part of our diversity and inclusion program. And today we're going to talk about employing individuals with developmental disabilities. And we have a terrific panel, a lot of wonderful guests. We're going to just have a great discussion. Looking forward to it. I'd like to start by recognizing a few folks who are on the call with us today. We'll begin with our ambassadors. Our ambassadors are fellow chamber members who give of their time and their talent to volunteer here at the chamber. So just like you, they're chamber members, but they volunteer with to act as peer mentors for our new members. They also volunteer at events. We couldn't do what we do here at the chamber without them. And ambassadors, if you're on the call, why don't you go into chat and just put your name and contact information if you'd like, and let everyone know who you are. Another group that's very important to your chamber are our board of directors, and we're very pleased today to have several board members on the call, including our 2022 chair, Denise White from Atrium Health. Denise is doing an awesome job as our chair, and we have great leadership. We're very blessed here at this chamber. And so board members, if you would also do the same, just reach in there and chat and say hello to everyone so they know you're here. Another volunteer is very important to us is the committee for our diversity and inclusion program. And we are fortunate today to have our chair for that committee from Edward Jones, David Smith. David, in addition to being chair of the diversity and inclusion committee, is also past chair of our board of directors. David, would you say a few words for us?
Thanks, Pat. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the entire Diversity and Inclusion Committee, I want to welcome you all today and thank you for your participation in this event. I think we all can agree that labor issues are a concern, major concern for employers, making this a timely discussion. So once again, I want to thank you for your attendance. Your presence here today helps us take another step towards realizing the Diversity and Inclusion Committee's vision to advance equal opportunity in Union County. So thank you all for being here.
And thank you, David, and thanks for the work. This committee has done outstanding work, and some really good programming has come from their work. If you'll check out our website, we have a web page devoted to this committee that also has videos from previous events. As you know, your chamber is a nonprofit business association, so your membership dues, sponsorships, and advertising support the work we do here at the chamber. So sponsors and investors are very important to us, and at every event, we like to take a few minutes to recognize them. One group I always like to start with are our Circle investors. Circle investors are members who are invested in the total overall program of work the chamber does, funding programs that often aren't as visible as some of our other programs. Programs like our diversity and inclusion program, workforce development, and others. These fine companies invest in the overall work this chamber does. There are two levels, our chairman's circle and our president's circle. And my ask of you is that when you can, please do business with these fine companies. And if you can't do business with them, when you see them at events or out in the community, please thank them for their investment in your chamber and our community. Sponsors are important to us, and we have two sponsors today I'd like to recognize. First of all is our program sponsor, Duke Energy. This year is the first year we've had a program sponsorship for this important program, and we appreciate Duke Energy signing up right out of the gate. Duke Energy is one of the largest electric power holding companies in the U.S., providing safe, reliable electricity to almost 8 million customers. Duke Energy is a name well known to all of us in the Carolinas. However, what you may not know about Duke Energy is the extent of their commitment to build strong, vibrant, healthy communities and their longtime corporate commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And we want to thank Duke Energy for partnering with your chamber on this important program. Our platinum sponsor of today's event is Atrium Health. And we are excited that they have partnered with us to bring this important program to you today. And to provide an update from Atrium Health is Maria Shannon, strategist in community engagement and corporate responsibility with Atrium Health. Maria?
Thank you, Pat, and good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today. My name is Maria Shannon, and I'm the community engagement strategist here at Atrium Health for Union and Anson County. and we are so glad to be one of the sponsors for this event. It is an honor for me to announce that Atrium Health is proud to support the Union Chamber and any other local partners who demonstrate commitment to diversity and inclusion in the workplace where all belong. At Atrium Health, we promote an environment where differences are valued and integrated, not just in our patient care and our workforce, but also into our community as a whole. For Atrium Health, having a strong diversity approach program is an important part of our vision to improve health, elevate hope, and advance healing for all. Thank you so much, and welcome to the Diversity and Inclusion virtual panel.
Thank you, Maria. Well said. And so now let's get started with our program. And I'll introduce our panelists and they'll take it away. What a great discussion we are in store for. Our first panelist is Linda Little. Linda is the transition specialist for Union County Public Schools, assisting students with disabilities and their families in preparing for life after high school. During her 20 years with UCPS, she has coordinated several community collaboratives with North Carolina Vocational Rehabilitation, South Piedmont Community College, and Atrium Health Union, which have provided increased educational and vocational opportunities for individuals with disabilities. She's the coordinator of the Union County Annual Transition Fair and the Union County Everybody Works Collaborative. Her newest project, the Coffee Nut, is a coffee cafe within the community which provides students with disabilities opportunity to participate in vocational training in a true work environment. Linda is also currently the president and 2023 conference coordinator for the NCCEC division on career development and transition and a certified global career development facilitator. She has a master's degree in elementary education from Pfeiffer University and a master's degree in secondary special education and transition from George Washington University. Prior to her career in education, she was an HR director in hospitality for 13 years. Linda strongly believes in the quote by Ann Landers, "It is not what you do, it is not what you do for children, but what you have taught them to do for themselves that make them successful human beings." I love that quote, and knowing Linda, it's so Linda. Our next panelist is Holly Breeden, who currently serves as operations manager and volunteer coordinator for Atrium Health Union. Holly has been employed with Atrium Health for 25 years and positioned at Atrium Health Union since May 2011. Most of her career with Atrium has been in the HR team in support of Atrium Health Union leadership and teammates, as well as supporting system goals around teammate engagement. In her current role, she manages the transport services team, the gift shop, guest services, and the volunteer program. Holly relocated to Charlotte from West Virginia just after graduating from college in 1997 and has been a Union County resident for 17 years. She and her husband, Carl, have two sons, John Wilson and Jack, and they live in Wingate. Holly says, "I'm at home in Union County. I love this community and the people we get to serve each day. Atrium Health is a fantastic organization, and I'm proud to tell everyone that I'm part of this team." And Holly, we're glad you're a part of this team. Mary Walls is our third panelist. Mary has been the manager of Vocational Rehabilitation Albemarle Unit Office since 2003. That office serves Union and Stanley County residents. She obtained a Master of Science degree in Rehabilitation Counseling from San Diego State University and received her Certified Rehabilitation Counselor Certificate in 2003. She currently serves on the Central Carolina Workforce Development Board as one of the representatives from Union County. She also serves on the Advisory Committee for Project Search at Atrium Health Union, which assists with developing students with disability to participate in internships that prepare them to transition into competitive employment. And now I present the panel. Linda?
Thank you so much. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, just to make sure my technical difficulties are taken care of. Thank you so much to Pat and the Chamber. And I do want to say to the Diversity Inclusion Committee, oh my gosh, I have learned so much from this committee, and I am so appreciative of them recognizing the need for awareness of diversity and inclusion throughout Union County. Today, what we would like to provide for you is, number one, to tell you about this untapped pool of individuals that definitely can certainly improve the workforce of Union County. We also want to provide you with some resources as employers that you can utilize as well. There will be some resources that are national, and there will be some that are definitely local. We would also like to have you to experience and hear the voices of employers and also some employees. We have some guests that will be joining us, and some of them may already be on, but we have a employer-employee team. We have Atrium that is going to talk about Project Search. But let's take a look at some of the data that just to be an eye opener for everybody. Okay, let's see if I can share my screen here. So Everybody Works North Carolina happened in 2017, where the state said, you know what, we've really got to inform business about this untapped resource. Here's some data. I put it up so that you can take a look, but what I'm going to do is just highlight a couple of things to think about. The employment gap: people with disabilities, 72.8% currently employed. That was 2017-18. People with disabilities, 27.7%. Job ready, 4,301, according to Vocational Rehabilitation in August of 2017. And believe me, if we look at Union County, we do have an untapped resource. Also, 1 in 3 employees reported people with disabilities. Guess what? They stay in their jobs longer. In the chat right now, please tell me, wouldn't you love to have employees that stay longer? It is very difficult now to retain employees. Also, just to help us out a little bit, in the chat, would you put in the number of openings probably that your company has right now? Just to give us an idea, because we all have openings right now. Wow, take a look at those numbers. Now compare that list of numbers to the number of available ready candidates. There are some that are right here in Union County. And what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about with you some of the programs that are definitely helping these individuals to be prepared for the work environment. We're also going to experience what happens once they get into the work environment. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is one of our partners, which is Vocational Rehabilitation. We mentioned that we wanted to give you some resources, and this is a federal resource that is available, and we have it right here in Union County. So I'm going to turn it over to Miss Mary Walls, and she is going to talk about VR services.
Well, thank you so much, Linda, for the opportunity to share information about the additional resources that are available to assist you with recruitment, the pipeline development, diversity, and inclusion. Vocational rehabilitation assists job seekers to find employment suitable to their interests and their capabilities. But vocational rehabilitation also works with employers to provide a talent pool, and which was mentioned in that previous slide that Linda had. And what we do is we will pre-screen everyone by reviewing their interests and aptitudes, review their past work history, and match them with employers that request those required skills and experience. Once a referral has been made to an employer, we continue to provide support to the individual and the employer to monitor their progress and make sure that the match continues to be successful. One thing with vocational rehabilitation is that we have a talent pool, and we want to get that talent pool uh, into the workforce. So with some of the resources that we can provide to businesses, such as sponsoring internships, this will allow the job seeker and to determine if this is the type of work that they're interested in performing, as well as the employer having an opportunity to review that individual and to see if it is a good fit for their present workforce, along with some other work-based learning experiences. Um, we also offer the opportunity for on-the-job training um, for the employer to be able to train the individual um, to meet their specifications, their requirements for the particular positions. Um, we also have services where we like to provide opportunities for the job seekers to do some job shadowing, uh, some information interviewing, so that everyone has an opportunity to understand what the expectations uh, of employment and employers and even employees may have when they're seeking to become employed. Now, with the era of diversity inclusion, vocational rehab is also in that field of trying to make sure when we have vacancies within our own agency, that we're also trying to explore the opportunity of hiring individuals that may have disabilities to perform our work as well. And that is the Employment First initiative that the state has uh, begun. So vocational rehab offers a series of training opportunities related to disability awareness and workplace inclusion, which we call windmills. And this is a series of 10 thought-provoking sessions, which will increase the knowledge and attitudes of your current workforce, your supervisors, even your employers. Um, these sessions are an average of 30 minutes to an hour on topics such as how disability stereotypes and misconceptions impact employment decisions, uh, learn the basics of disability employment law. You can learn about reasonable accommodations for employees with mental or behavioral health issues. We can examine common stereotypes about people with disabilities and how preconceptions may screen out talent and applications. And this series of training is offered to employers without any charge. We just have to arrange a schedule and schedule a time and get the number of employees that are going to participate in that training. It is a great opportunity for all employers to learn a little more about diversity and about disability awareness. Many times, individuals with disabilities may be hampered in being employed because of a misconception that someone has in relation to how they can perform. Um, we all have our own biases in relations to different things, but also with individuals with disabilities, sometimes it's the option to be allowed to participate in work to show that I do have the capability of being able to perform a job. Sometimes it may require some modifications or altercations or a different way of performing it, but everyone has the capability of performing some type of employment option. So, I'm very glad that we had an opportunity to be able to share this resource to this committee, and also to let you know that we're here in Union County and we're located right beside the NC Works office. Um, And our services are definitely available and open to any and everyone that is willing to participate. So I'll turn it back over to Linda.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mary. And some points just for everyone to remember is that we're talking about diversity. And I know that, you know, the government has given us those things that equal to diversity, but really when it all comes down to it, diversity is about the people. And inclusion is definitely how everybody is equally involved. And with vocational rehabilitation, they provide us with that resource so that our workforce can be diverse and it can be inclusive. And it provides us with those supports. So please keep in mind that this is definitely a resource. Now, if you would put in the chat, what was your very first job? Very first job that you worked? Snack shack, pharmacy tech. So a lot of different positions that where we started from. So the next question is, were you prepared for work whenever you went on that first job? Hey, I was a pantyhose inspector. I was not prepared, but I love the opportunity to make more money by productivity. And those are all the things that as employers that we look for. We want to make sure that yes, we're hiring individuals that can do the task. We also want to make sure that guess what, as a business, that we're still being productive. VR is a service that can provide you with that. So we're going to move into how do we take individuals with disabilities and what training things do we currently have? Our sponsor, the sponsor for the Chamber, Atrium Health, has been a great collaborative partner with the program that Ms. Hollis Breeden is going to share with us, which is Project Search. And that we've been in collaboration with them for, what is it now, Holly, about 7 years, I think.
Since 2016.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. So we're going to let her talk about that program and how it's worked and the impact. I'll get this sooner or later. I'm trying to get to the right thing for you. Just a moment. I don't know why today is such a difficult day for me. So, Ms. Breeden, you can talk about Project Search.
Okay.
And hopefully I'll get you where you need to be.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Linda, for the invitation to talk about Project Search. I'm always energized to share our story and our journey. And I could talk about it all day, but Linda only gave me 10 minutes. So you may have to cut me off. I will tell you that this program has evolved and we have worked so well together, even through a pandemic, and continue to do so. Linda has shown you some pictures of our past and our present students. I will tell you, I cannot begin without thanking our senior team at Atrium Health Union for the support that they give us every day. Mike Lutz, Denise White, Missy Baker. We could not do this program, and I could not do what I do with the program without their support. They're amazing. So thank you again. We began the discussions with Linda back in 2015, and it was late in the year and really too late to get the program started. So we put together a steering committee with InReach and Vocational Rehab and Atrium Health and our teachers that we selected to come up with what this program would look like, how the students would begin, where they would be located, and what these internships would entail. So in the school year of 2016-2017, we welcomed what we called our pioneers, so our first class of 6. And tonight we will be graduating our 6th class of 5 students. I'm happy to say, and I hope it's okay, Maria, that Maria's son Mateo is in the program, and he is amazing. He's the middle in the picture, the tall guy in the middle there. So this first class, like I said, was our pioneer class, and we bumped our knee and we stubbed our toe through several things, but we worked it out, and each year we get better and better. I want to say of the 30 students we've had over the last several years, we have actually hired in a PRN status 5 of those students, 3 of which are still employed with us today, and they are amazing. And it is part-time work, but part-time is just as important as full-time. These students are onboarded. We have about 5 to 7 students per class. We call them interns, and they are actually just like any other teammate in our building, but we bring them on in a volunteer status. So they wear a badge, and you can see that they wear a uniform so that they fit in just like any other teammate that we have in the building. They have their dress code, just like sterile processing or environmental service, myself, the nursing team. We provide them with those uniforms. We also provide them with lunch every day. We have an amazing teacher and teacher assistant who partner with us to get them up and going each year. So when they first come in at the beginning of the school year, we have a classroom environment. They come in, they do wheelchair training, they do infection prevention training, you know, how to put on gloves, how to clean equipment, how to do your time card, what it entails to be a teammate in the work environment. Each group has been unique in their personalities and in their strengths and their areas for improvement. But we work with them just like we do any other teammate. You know, if they're doing something that they shouldn't be in the work environment, then that leader in the department where they're working, you know, we do counseling and we do corrective action to make sure that they are learning and being able to adapt to where they're scheduled to work. So when they come in, we look at internships across the organizations, and Atrium Health Union is a pretty big facility. So we have lots of opportunities to share them. And the workflow or their place in the workflow is just irreplaceable. They provide us with such valuable work. Our environmental services team was able to save money. The work that Project Search has done for us, and it's as simple as folding mops and folding rags for our environmental services team to take out with them during the day to do their work. They were having to come in and do that before they could go out and clean turn over a room for our patient care team. But now that we have Project Search there, doing that as an internship, that actually saved us time and money. So that's a big deal. That's fabulous. They've given us more than we could have ever given them. I will tell you that every teammate in our building during the pandemic, when we had to relocate them to Monroe High School, everybody, when can Project Search come back? When can they be back in the building? So when we welcomed them back this fall, everybody was so excited. We want to offer them an experience that will provide them with growth and preparation for their job opportunities in the future. And to see the growth that they have from day one in July, because they're a year-round program, to where they will leave us tonight. And I get emotional. I was telling them earlier, the graduation tonight breaks my heart because we get so attached and so used to having them in the building. So sorry. But to see the growth that they have throughout the year is just amazing. Sometimes they come in very timid and, very standoffish and not sure how they're going to fit in or how the work environment is going to be for them. And they leave running the departments. So they are confident, they are independent, they are dedicated, and they take so much pride in their work. So they have taught us just as much or more than we could have ever taught them. And I just want to recognize some of the departments where they work, or maybe all of the departments where they work. They offer internships in guest services, our transport department, our women's center, nursing administration, the OR, sterile processing, pharmacy, dietary, rehab, maintenance, materials management, which is our storeroom, and imaging and radiology. And I can tell you that 5 students may seem like a lot, but when you have all these departments competing for their interns, and I will tell you they do compete for the interns. I wish I had 15 to 20 students each year. So I just can't say enough. I know there's so much more detail I could give you about the program. But I guess at this point, Linda, I can turn it back over to you because I'm sure there'll be questions at the end. But Project Search and our partnership with InReach and Union County Public Schools and Vocational Rehab has been amazing. And we look forward to getting to continue that. And we're also looking at ways to be able to share that program with not just Union, but here at the new hospital at Union West. So, and the more the merrier. So we would love to see an increase in how many students we have. I believe that Project Search, the national program, allows us to have up 8 or 10, if I remember correctly. So I would love to have 8 or 10 in the program each year. So, and anyone who would like to come out to graduation today at Atrium Health Union in the Women's Center at 6 o'clock to help us celebrate these 5 students and the impact they've made on our work environment and on us as individuals, you're welcome to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Holly. And I appreciate the invite for everyone to come to the graduation. It is definitely an experience. So if you can, please stop by. I do want to say some things that I also want to point out. I know that Ms. Breeden mentioned that the hospital has hired 5 of those individuals. Keep in mind, the hospital is only a training partner. They're not obligated to hire our interns, and they have done so. Now, the other individuals from the program have been hired out into the community and other businesses such as Chick-fil-A, Windsor Windows, Sun Valley Theater, and I'm sure there are lots of others that have employed them. So just know that this is a program through the schools in which those students are training for that whole year with the collaborative partnership of course, the VR, vocational rehabilitation as well. So vocational rehabilitation will follow those students up to a year through InReach, which is also a partner, is a service provider, and also in helping them to definitely gain employment. So this is part of that untapped pool of individuals that we don't think about or that sometimes may get overlooked. Within our schools, we have a curriculum that focuses on employment preparation for students, and it is specifically for students that have a disability and is an option that is provided for those students to get a high school diploma. During the school time, at some point in that curriculum, those students are out in the community. So they go out for like about an hour, and Monroe Aquatic Center has been one of those partners with us in that program. Jason has been with them now for over 10 years. And when Jason started with them, Jason was not very talkative. He had to learn the basic job skills. We always send a job coach from the school out with the students. But once they hired him, and actually she said he's been with them 13 years. I guess they can hear me because they're correcting me. He's been with them for 13 years. And she's still trying to sign in, but awesome. And I would love for you to hear his story, but definitely now what Miss Winchester always says, we can't stop him from talking now. And he is also training our students that now come to the facility as well. So he has been a longstanding employee with them and so grateful to have them with us. So if by chance they come on, I will definitely let them speak. But at this time, we're going to move right along. And we do have another representation, which is a personal story from one of our former students, Tony Robinson. And he is currently employed with Hampton Inn. So Tony, if you're there, can you share with us your story?
Hey, Tony, you should be unmuted. There you go.
There you are. Thank you for joining us, Tony. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you. I'm Tony Robinson. Been working here at the Hampton, but it's been 15 for me. I I just recently just had an anniversary. My anniversary was the 27th last month. So glad of that. Um, I went to Monroe High School, graduated in 08. So I've been here ever since.
Did you work there during the school time, Tony?
Yes, yes, I
And
did.
what are some of the things that you learned whenever you went there to work during the school time?
I learned make the beds, maintenance, helping out in housekeeping, helping out in the kitchen, things like that. So those are things that I've learned, through the years. And, just showing like other people the things that I do here. So that's basically what I learned over the years.
And can you tell us, how has Hampton Inn been helpful to you in learning new things at the property?
Oh, very independent, confident, always on work on time, taking pride in my work. Yes, those things that's helped me a lot.
And I understand that you have also received an award since you have been there, Tony.
Yes, I have. I think it's been, maybe last year or the year before. Maybe I think the year before, I'm not quite sure. I think maybe the last year or the year before. But
And what was that award?
one was the employee of the month, and then one was the employee of the year. Those were the two awards I got. So I'm very grateful, very thankful for that. I like what I do.
And did you also work with, did you also have a job coach from Vocational Rehabilitation or a counselor that worked with you before?
Yes.
Okay. So they assisted you with getting your employment and everything?
Right, correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Tony, thank you so much for being with us. And I understand that you may have a coworker there that wanted to make some remarks about having you there.
Yes.
Is it Miss Lisa?
Yes, Miss Nubia. Miss Lisa.
Hi, my name is Lisa.
Hi, how are you?
My name is Lisa Johnson. I've been here 7 years. I've worked with Tony for 7 years. I work at the front desk. I'm a front desk associate. And I just must say that he is one of the most outstanding employees we've got here at this hotel. It's never a day when he's not here like he's supposed to be. He does his job. Awesome. Never have a problem with Tony. He's always able to help us in any way he can. And he is a blessing to this hotel.
Okay, thank you so much, Lisa, for joining us and giving those remarks. It's always important for other employers to hear it from someone who works directly with the individuals to talk about the value that they bring to the company.
Yes. And there's one more person. She is a breakfast attendant. Her name's Donna. She's going to want to also step in and talk. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You too.
Well, hello, good evening or good morning.
Hello.
Hi, I've been working with Tony I've been here 8 years. And every morning he comes in, I say, "What's up, Tone Low?" I nickname him Tone Low. And so anything I ask him to do, he does it for me. And he'll come by and ask me, "Do I need anything?" He'll ask me, "Am I okay?" And at the end of the day, he always says, "I love you." And I say, "I love you too." So he's a blessing to have. He really is. He's a good coworker, and he's very spiritual. And he also makes sure we hear our R&B. So, so he's a great, real great influence here. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you all.
Okay, thank you so much, Tony, for sharing your story. I hope that you'll stay on in case people want to ask you questions. I can tell you already that if you look at the chat, oh my gosh, you have gotten so many congratulations and so many great comments. So make sure that you look at those as well. I don't know, Melissa, are you on?
Linda, I don't think we've been able to get Melissa in.
I
Have we,
don't think
Jessica?
that we have been able to get them on, but I do want to say to everyone, we're going to open it up now for questions. I do have some resources that we'll share, but we're going to go ahead and do the questions, and then I will share some resources with you. So the panel is available for any questions that you may have.
And folks, if you want to go ahead and type your questions into chat, and that way we can kind of call on folks so that we're not talking over one another. Any questions out there? Okay. Holly, how are interns chosen to participate in Project Search?
So, and Linda can help with this. We have an application process that starts in January. We hold information sessions for students in the Union County Public Schools program that feed the Project Search program. So their parents and the students can come and hear what the program entails. And then we have an application process. Once the application process closes, we do interview sessions. So myself and Linda, the teachers, Mary from Vocational Rehab, Robin from InReach, and some of our leadership team at Union do interviews. So we actually put them just like they would be doing on a job. And then Linda sends out a letter to let the students know that they've been accepted. And Linda, I don't know if you want to chime in on your piece of the recruitment part and what you do to reach out to the parents.
Yeah, we normally have several parent information sessions. Through the year, we have 2 of those. And then also we get referrals from our community-based training for our students that are in extended content as well. So we get referrals from those students that are already going out and experiencing what I spoke about earlier, being in a work environment. So that is how we get our referrals. And sometimes through VR. You know, just from our vocational rehabilitation counselors.
Mm-hmm. And even with the application process, we also have to apply for services through vocational rehabilitation, because once they have, we would have to develop a plan, an employment plan with them, so that when they are participating in the internships and they get to the point where they are looking for employment, vocational rehabilitation will be able to continue to assist with them, as well as InReach is providing that service that is contracted through vocational rehab.
Thank you. We have a question from an employer. How do we get started with recruiting some of these candidates?
Well, you just need to give vocational rehabilitation a call.
Just call VR and they will supply
VR.
you with some candidates.
And Linda, we have a business relation representative, Margaret Oshida, who is in the Monroe office. Linda will share that resource information with her telephone number on there. We can just give her a call. She can meet with you, discuss what you're looking for, what type of position you may have available. We're also, open to maybe restructuring some positions where, it may be an opportunity to relieve some of the overworking of some of the current employees. So Margaret will be able to come out and discuss with you how we can work together and gathering the information for to refer employees for you.
And that's a great point that Ms. Walls just made, is that, you know, right now, you know, whenever we asked in the chat how many people have openings, and we saw those numbers. So think about your work environment, think about the task of your jobs, and think about, you know what, maybe we need to step back, take a glance, and maybe we can customize and look at some of these positions where we still keep our productivity. And maybe we can carve out something that an individual with a disability may be great at, that could really add to the company. And Atrium, Ms. Breeden pointed out some of those things. The example that she gave about, you know, the responsibilities of her housekeeping attendants, that they had to come in and do the folding. Well, when they didn't have to come in and do that because they had someone that was doing it, the productivity increased. So think about those types of things. We know that you are employers, we know that you're a business,